heard that you didn't know how to do your makeup in 2026, and we're about to change that. Hey girl, if you have never seen my face before, my name is Paris. I am a 29-year-old professional makeup artist based in the state of Louisiana. And today is episode 3 of the Glow Up Edit. In today's video, we're going to perfect the perfect base routine so that we can go from looking like this to this. So if you want to transform into a baddie on a budget, go ahead and keep on watching. My skin prep is already done. I did use my Torrid skincare. This is seriously so good, y'all. I highly recommend picking it up. As well as my Fair's Hydrating Milky Toner. For my primer, I went in with my Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer. When I'm starting my makeup, I always love to start off with my eyebrows with my LA Colors Skinny Brow Pencil, and I'm going in with the shade Dark Brown. This is a new product to me. I just picked this up at the Dollar Tree. When it comes to filling in your brows, you can fill them in with a pencil, a pomade. It really just depends on your personal preference. Recently, I have really been loving using a brow pencil because it gives you a more natural looking brow. You can really achieve those brow-like strokes with it. I'm taking a spoolie and I'm just going to brush through my brows and really shape them. Now to carve out my brows, I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. And I like to go in with a really flat brush to get as close to my brow hairs as possible. When I have my brows carved, I am going to start dragging this concealer down all the way across my eyelid. And this is just going to help prep them for eyeshadow later. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. I'm going to set my concealer. I know a lot of people like to go in with a powder puff, but because I have lash extensions on right now, it's just easier for me to go in with a fluffy brush. For foundation, I'm going to be going in with my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation, and I'm using the shade W10. I want to share with you guys, I went to Michael's and I saw that people were going and purchasing paint brushes look like this. These are very similar to the Morphe one. They are flat enough to paint my foundation on, so I'm super excited to use these. These are synthetic paintbrushes. If you were curious, they were on sale at Michael's. Buy one, get one 50% off. And I think that these were only like $4. When it comes to applying your foundation, you're gonna have to go in with a lot more foundation than you think you normally would to really get that full glam. I like to pump out a few pumps on the back of my hand. I'm going to start painting my foundation onto my skin. When I'm blending out my foundation, I do love to use a foundation brush. I know a lot of people like to use a beauty blender. You can use whatever you like. If you want a fuller coverage, I would highly recommend going in with a foundation brush. But if you want lighter coverage, you could definitely go in and use that beauty blender. If you go in with a foundation brush, just make sure that it is a brush that is more dense. And I am gonna go in with a bronzer, help bring some warmth back into my skin. This is a new shade of the Morphe Bronze and Tone Duo, the Rio Carnival shade. If you're looking for an affordable bronzer in the drugstore, I highly recommend picking these up. This is my third shade of this bronzer. This is definitely the best bang for your buck in my personal opinion. It comes with a really nice mirror and you get a cream and a powder bronzer in this palette. I'm gonna go in with the cream side first with a dense angled brush, stamping this a little higher than I normally would, right above my cheekbone. I'm also going to drag this across my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and my chin. And for my blush, I am going in with one of the Morphe Cheek Thrills blushes. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I will have the name of this blush here on the screen. It's very similar to the bronzer. It does come with a mirror, but this comes with 3 different formulas of the blush. I'm gonna go in with the cream. I do love a really pretty bubblegum pink. Back into my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer underneath my eye, right above my lip and on my chin. And I do like to go in with my powder puff to blend this out. You can go in with a beauty blender if you are more comfortable with that. To set my concealer, I'm going in with my Hard Candy Blur On Lock Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and I'm using the shade Translucent Peach. I like to pick up some powder on my powder puff, and instead of going directly underneath my eye with this much product, I like to tap it out on the palm of my hand just to evenly distribute the powder, and then I go right in and I set everywhere where I applied my concealer. I also took that powder right underneath my bronzer, and this is really going to sculpt out and chisel my face. My L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation, I'm going to go in and start wiping away this bake using this shade. This is closer to my skin tone. If you go in with a liquid or cream product, you need to be going over that with a powder product to ensure the longevity of your makeup throughout the day. So I'm going in with another shade of my Morphe bronzer in the shade Malibu Villa, and I'm only using the powder out of this palette, and I'm going to tap right over all the places where I applied my cream bronzer. Doing the same thing for my blush. Okay, this blush on my skin tone, are we kidding? I cannot forget about my highlighter, so I'm going in with my LA Colors highlighter in the shade Yearning. My Morphe A22 brush is the perfect highlighting brush. To make sure that my base lasts all day, I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist, as well as my Milani Make It Last Matte Setting Spray. Okay, and just like that, you have an affordable full glam bead. My skin looks unreal. If you are a dark skin woman, please do yourself storming outside. If you are a dark skin woman, please do yourself a favor and pick up this Morphe blush. I thought that it was gonna look really ashy on my skin tone, but pigment is there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye, y'all.